Hi there, I'm Jennifer Ferguson with Artistic Painting Studio, and I'm getting ready to redo this table and a set of 4 chairs. Um, this is some kind of metal that had some kind of coating on it, and it's in worse shape than I really thought it was, so I'm not really thinking that this was probably my best idea, but I'm going to try to save it and turn it into a really cool rustic patina finish, okay? So I'm going to be using Modern Masters metal effects on this project, and we will have all the products listed at the end of the video. So we're outside where all the prep is always happening here, okay? This is the chair that I'm redoing for our patio, but right now it has a natural rust finish because it was sitting outside and really wasn't meant to be. So I want you to see what we're starting with here and how much damage is on here. And we are going to be sanding this off, and I'll be sharing what kind of tools that we are using. And then when we're ready to start our project, you'll see how cleaned up this got before we got done. Okay, so this is probably not the most exciting project to start, but it's all the prep you really need to do. So I'm starting with one of Rust-Oleum's, I think it's called Rusty Metal Primer, okay? And I want to make sure that I seal in the rust that's already on here, okay? Because I know that I sanded it off, but I really don't want anything to kind of come back through. So we're actually going to put 2 primers on here, and I'm just going to brush them on. So okay, so now we're going to go on to the Modern Masters primer. Okay, this doesn't smell, guys. This is way better. So for most of you, let's say probably 95% of you, you're probably going to start right here. This is to protect your surface from any of the rust or the patina eating through to your surface. So you make sure you want to put this down. Okay, so we've got 2 more coats of primer on here because the Metal Effects primer requires 2 coats. You can recoat within about a half an hour after the first coat, but the second coat needs to dry for 12 hours. Okay, so again, we got some extended dry time on here. And when I say recoat in a half an hour, that's really going to depend on your environment and how warm or cold it is there. Okay, so make sure it's dry before you put the second coat on. So we're finally getting to another coat, okay, another layer to paint. This is the Oxidizing Iron Paint, which has a little smell to it, but you know, I guess I've been painting for so long, nothing bothers me. But again, 2 coats. So we're gonna put on a coat of the Oxidizing Iron Paint. We'll let it dry. We put on a second coat of iron paint, and then we're finally gonna start to have a little bit of fun. When you finish your first coat of the iron paint, it's not gonna look completely opaque. So if it looks kind of splotchy, don't worry about it. You're gonna be putting on a second coat, which is the coat we're gonna activate. Okay, our second coat of the iron paint is dry, and now we're ready to do what's called activate it. So there is a rust activator that we're going to be spraying on here, as well as the fact that I can't just have this all rust. I'm also going to come in with some of the oxidizing copper paint, okay? Now realize all the products I'm using here are in the Metal Effects line, okay? Metal Effects line, that doesn't sound right. Metal Effects line, okay? Meaning they all are oxidizing materials. You can't just go open a regular can of metallic paint and think this is gonna work. It will not, okay? You have to have the oxidizing paints. So you can either brush this on, and I'm just gonna brush on randomly a few places where I would like to maybe have a little patina in with my rust. And so I'm just gonna randomly put on a little bit here and there. The nice thing about doing the iron paint first and then coming in with some of the copper is that copper can be activated when it's wet or if it's dried for a couple of minutes, whereas the iron paint definitely needs to be dry before you activate it, okay? So now I have 2 sprays to use. We have a rust activator, and then we also have a green activator that will create that patina look. So I always transfer them to spray bottles and label those things, okay? Because you're never going to know which one's for rust and which one's for green, because they're basically look like the same color. And then you want to test your spray, okay? So don't just go spray onto your surface. Test them first, because how you spray, if you do a mist, if you do little sprinkles, you know, it's all going to kind of give you a different look. Okay, so I'm going to start actually with the rust, and we are just going to try to mist this. Okay, now you can brush it on. You can do all kinds of things. Now it's definitely going to run because we're on it's a vertical surface, okay? So everything is going to go down. And I don't like my spray bottle as much as I like my old ones, but one really key thing, okay? When you are done spraying, you want to take this out. You want to run water through it and spray water until it comes out clear, because it will rust all your spray caps, okay? So the key is to basically let the rust activator sit for about 5 minutes and respray again. And your rust is going to come to different multiple colorations and values of a rust color on how it sprays, how it was hit. You might even see some of the little circles if I just kind of spritzed an area and it left like little dots, which is really cool because it creates a whole lot of different interest. Now, controlling it, you have some control, but not a lot. So in the end, if you fall in love with 1 square inch of it, I'll guarantee you're gonna get all the rest for free, because there's no way to control just that 1 inch, okay? So you wanna let this sit for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna spray it again, and then we'll turn on the time lapse and just let you guys watch the process and watch it rust, watch it patina, and do some really cool stuff. So it was a lot of work to get to the fun part, but it's all worth it. The process of rusting and patina can take a while, but you get some really, really cool reactions. And sometimes you just don't know why you get certain things that react the way they do. But we've done time lapse for quite a while here, and just thought I'd just give you a little bit of a close-up. Oh, that part, I mean, where it's horizontal, oh my gosh, you can't reproduce anything vertical that happens horizontal. Sometimes that's just some of the coolest stuff, but we still have some really cool stuff happening. I did a little bit more spraying again, so we're still gonna get some more reaction, and we'll be showing you guys this gorgeous piece after it dries here in the studio overnight. Here is some close-up of the final transformation as the rust and the patina continue to react hours later, okay? This is such amazing stuff. And come back in here the next morning and see this piece is just so fabulous. I hope you guys appreciate it as much as I do. We're gonna put the new seat cushion on here, and this thing is gonna be done.